Once upon a time, in a village called Umezima, there lived a young boy named Ikemefuna. He was fondly called Ikem by his mother. Ikemefuna was 15 years old. He was very hardworking, obedient, respectful, and a good boy. Ikemefuna was the only child of his mother. His mother was a widow. After primary education, he couldn't further his education because of lack of funds. Every day, he assisted his mother in their farm, fetches water from the stream, takes farm products to the market, and finally goes to church in the evening. He was literally his mother's eyes and strength. One day, a very rich indigene of the village, who lived in the city and was popularly called Chief, he visited Ikem and his mother. He then pleaded with her to allow him to take Ikem with him to the city so that he can teach him his trade. Chief wanted Ikemefuna to become his Nwa Boi. Nwa Boi is a form of apprenticeship system mostly practiced by the Igbos in Nigeria, whereby a younger person goes to learn a trade from an older and more experienced person for an agreed number of years, and afterwards the boss will settle him by helping him financially to set up his own business and become his own boss. At first, Ikemefuna's mother didn't agree with the plan. She felt they might maltreat him in the city. But the man persuaded her that he would take good care of Ikem. Also, Ikem assured his mother that he will be fine in the city. He said, "Mama, don't worry, I will be fine in the city. If I remain here in the village, I might not amount to anything great. There are limited opportunities here. Please, let me go so that I can become great in future and take good care of you, Mama."
Welcome to Echo Folktales, where stories breathe life. Step into a vibrant world of African storytelling and true life narratives that echo through time.
Finally, she agreed, and the agreement was that Ikemefuna will serve his boss for 5 years, and afterwards he will settle Ikem and help set him up to become his own boss. 2 days later, Ikem and the rich man left for the city amidst emotional tears and hugging between Ikem and his mother. At the city, Ikemefuna was treated badly by his boss and his family. He was made to fetch water, clean the whole house and compound, and wash their clothes, cook for the whole family before going to the shop. Ikem wakes up by 4 a.m. every day to do his house chores so that he can make it to the shop early. He does all this despite being younger than his boss' children. To make matters worse, Ikem was entitled to just 1 meal per day. He was scolded and beaten at any slightest mistake. However, despite all this maltreatment, Ikemefuna was always cheerful and delighted in his works. He always received and treated his boss customers very well, and this made him the favorite of all the customers. Most customers wouldn't buy anything until Ikem attended to them. Years passed by, and finally it was 5 years, time for Chief, his boss, to settle Ikemefuna, but he insisted Ikem serve him for another 1 year, which Ikem never objected to. After 1 year, the chief still refused to settle Ikem. This time around, he came up with an excuse. He continued like this for another 4 years, and in the 5th year, Ikem ran out of patience and demanded for his settlement from the chief. This action did not go down well with the chief, and he decided to teach Ikem a lesson. He framed Ikem up of stealing a huge amount of money from his business. He invited the police. Ikem wasn't even given any chance to defend himself, and immediately he was put in handcuffs, arrested and taken away by the police. Ikem was charged to court. Chief bribed the judges, and eventually Ikem was sentenced to life imprisonment. Ikem had no money, nobody to fight for him. One day, one of the customers that Ikem had been good to came to the shop looking for him, but someone told him about Ikem's predicament. The man was an influential man in the country, so he asked that the case be revisited, and it was discovered that Ikemefuna was innocent. He was eventually set free. This man also went ahead to set up business for Ikem. He did all this because Ikem was so good to him. Some years later, Ikem's business flourished and he became so rich. He helped a lot of people and was so kind to all his Nwa Boi. On the other hand, Chief was experiencing many misfortunes, from his goods being seized, to containers sinking into the high sea, to his businesses crumbling. And eventually, he was struck by a sickness that defied all medical care and leaving him penniless. As a result of this mysterious event happening in his life, he decided to seek the help of a spiritualist, who revealed to him that everything happening to him is as a result of the tears of a fatherless child that he had offended in the past. He told Chief that his cries reached out to God and he answered him. He further told him that except the person forgives him. Immediately, Chief remembered Ikemefuna. Chief had no other option but to look for Ikem because that was his only option to stay alive. When he eventually found him, he was marveled to see the level of Ikem's success and at the same time ashamed to face him because of how he treated him in the past. But Ikem, being a good man, forgives him and even gave him some money to revive his business. From then, Chief became kind to everyone and even to all his Nwa Boi. While Ikem remained successful and kind to people, Ikemefuna's mother lived with Ikem and his family, and they lived happily ever after. There are so many moral lessons to be learned from this story. The power in the names that we bear or given to our children. Ikemefuna in this story literally means my labor will not be in vain, and of a truth his labor was not in vain. Secondly, we should be kind to people irrespective of their social status. Remember, it was Ikem's kindness that got him out of jail. Thirdly, it teaches us the rewards of hard work, perseverance, and diligence. These traits also helped shape Ikem's life. Lastly is forgiveness. Just like Ikem, we should also learn to forgive those that wrong us. It helps our mental well-being. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channels, follow us on all social media,